Dawson versus Benoit Saint Denis sounds like fun. That's also fun if you're gay. I also think Benoit beats Dawson just because I don't think Dawson has a chin. And I don't think he dominates Benoit in the grappling. Dustin with a knife versus Islam. Dustin with a knife would lose, but then Islam would bleed out probably. Poirier probably just be stabbing Islam Makhachev in his ribs and sides and liver and fucking spleen and love handle and back and shit and bladder and gallbladder and shit and lower intestine while Makhachev arm triangles him, and it's just like, can he arm triangle him out cold before he bleeds out type shit, you know? Got away from what? Not liking the implication. He's black, and Dober likes beating up black fighters. Is his favorite thing to do. Can't help himself. There was no implication, dude. It's very blatant what we talk about with Dober in this chat. I don't know where you've been living in the last 5 years, but Drew Dober has a fetish for knocking certain folks out. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the membership, Connor HB. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. I didn't get a Dober joke, god damn it. He only ever calls out black people, ever. And his best knockouts are all against black people, and his only run that he's had in his career have been against black people. And he called out Jalen Turner as well after his last win, so he's looking for the one that got away, mate. Like, Dober's literally stopping lightweight from having black people. Like, I want you guys to understand that for a bit. Terrence McKinney on the come up? No. Alves looking a little bit too tanned on the come up? No. Bobby Green making a bit of a run? No. Jalen Turner he wants next. He's literally ridded the division of him. Honestly. Isn't that weird? Outside of Aljo, flyweight through fucking lightweight is literally Hitler's wet dream at this point, mate. And Manel Cap, of course. Our based king, Manel Cap, who will be fucking champion, inshallah. Thoughts on Poirier starting therapy after the Gaethje rematch? I don't mind it. Whatever gets his head off the fucking KO loss. Good for him. Thank you for the $5 cardio. Who has better chin, Max or the Ferguson Gaethje faced? True. I say Max, dude. We don't see Max wobbling around off Lando Venata. I'm just going to say it, dude. I didn't see Max get dropped all over the place by Anthony Pettis when he fought him. Max had a better chin than Ferguson. He has a better chin than Ferguson. Dustin wobbled Max. Dude, look what Dustin just shut the lights out on Benoit Saint Denis. Holloway ate them shots on short notice with no preparation for 155. Fat featherweight Holloway steps in on 5 weeks' notice to 155 against Poirier, who had a long time of notice about it because he was supposed to be fighting Ferguson, who turned it down. And Holloway ate them shits. Took him. Gave him right back in round 3 and 4 and then threw the fight away by going for a flying knee instead of continuing to punch in round 4 and then lost round 5 because he got cut over the eye. Best post-FAP recovery tips. Immediately close down whatever you were watching. There's nothing more disgusting than porn when you are not erect. Thank you for the $2. And just think about how disgusting you are and stop it. God's watching you, you tramp. Usman became a GOAT by beating Jorge, Colby, and Burns. I know! Fans need to stop reminiscing about that pathetic era time for this bum ass to become a stepping stone. I know. I completely agree with that shit. But he did beat Meyer and RDA on the way up, which are good wins. Thank you for the $5. I didn't say it happens, but if it does after 2 KOs, I'd favor Max. That's got to take a toll on the chin and reactions. Burns isn't a contender tomorrow. Okay, thank you for the $5. Yeah, if Volk loses to Ilya again by KO, then Max fights him. That is good for Max, yeah. UFC need to come back to Jax. By the way, the UFC lies about selling out their events. I went to Wonderboy versus Holland, and there were so many open seats. I know. My bro and I almost went to better seats because of it. You should have done. I would 100% do that. And if someone shows up, just say, oh, my bad. Move over a bit. Yeah, if no one's sitting in the front row seats, I'm sitting in the fucking front row seats. I don't give a fuck. Thank you for the $10. Yeah. Good point. Francis, and yeah, there was an empty crowd for the Rebellis Disband fight as well. There's like 5 people in the crowd. Francis made $600K and bought a Richard Milley for $350K. Shake my head like you think he had the watch on when Usman lent him 200K. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, yeah. No, he didn't make 600K. He probably made like 3 mil. Gaethje saying JDM robbed Basil is crazy. That is retarded, but he does train with Basil Hafez at Team Elevation. So they are biased. The same way Usman immediately popped up and said that was a bad decision. Just bullshit. But you know, if Gaethje did more damage but got held down, he would be fucking annoyed if he didn't get a decision. But fighters are dumb and biased and should never be allowed to comment on the sport. Who would you choose to replace Rogan on commentary? I like someone like Frank Mir. No, Frank Mir is full of himself and he's a liar. He's a smart dude, but he does lie quite a bit and he is a bit full of himself and he likes to hear his own voice. It's too egotistical and narcissistic for the commentary booth. You know what I'm all in favor of? Just keep Joe Rogan and give me a button where I can switch off the live commentary feed and just listen to the noises of the fans and the strikes that are being landed and the corner men. I'd much rather an option where you don't have to listen to commentary. Thank you for the $8 Mitchell Brady. Jack has always been in big Australia. Been big in Australia. What do you mean saying he's only big now? Such a casual take. JDM's boxing is elite. No. I know what he means by it. He's basically just saying that, JDM was a name that people knew of, but now he's like Australia's guy. He wasn't Australia's guy before. Volk was. You know what I mean? Volk was Australia's guy, and there's upcoming talent. Now Volk's lost, and it's looking grim for him in the rematch. It's like, oh shit, this is our guy. He's top 5. He's in the title elimination bout. So it's like now they'll rally behind him, Like JDM was getting what? Pre-fight posts, 2,000 likes, 2,000 likes, 3,000 likes, 4,000 likes, nearly 6,000 likes. And then 37 after his win. Like he's definitely got a bunch more eyes on his page. And he's going to get more interaction anyway, naturally, because all these Kazakhstan bots are going to fucking swarm his comment sections as well. Take my dinero. Thank you for the $2. How badly does Turner brutalize Moicano? I think he finishes him and TKOs him. I hope Moicano wins. I really fucking hope he gets the back and chokes him out, but I do worry for Moicano there. I hope Moicano appreciates that I'm keeping it real here, dude. If I was to pick you, I was to pick you. If I don't, I don't, I'm not going to just be the guy that says, I think Moicano wins because we're cool, But I'll do some research on Jalen Turner, but man, it's a fucking tricky matchup for Moicano, dude. And I think you guys could agree with that. Thank you for the 100 rupees, especially a full training camp prepared Jalen Turner. That's different. Remember the one that beat Bobby Green was on short notice. The one that beat Bobby Green was on 2 weeks' notice. The one that went to a split decision with Gamrot was on... Well, he switched to fight Gamrot from preparing for a striker. He had a full camp. Gamrot had short notice, but it was a switch up of style. Like giving him a full training camp for Hanato, I think is good. I know it's Bobby Green, but he made him look like Bobby Green. He smoked him in a round. McGregor KO's Makhachev cold, and commentator Bisping is still waffling about his wife or something. That's not acknowledging what happens impression. Here we go. McGregor in the green trunks, befitting a contender from the native land of Ireland, where he is from. And Makhachev is out cold. Conor McGregor does it again. Make that 3-time champion in the UFC. All right, buddy. Anyway, so I was telling Rebecca anyway. Wait, hang on a minute, mate. Thank you very much for the 10 months of membership.